Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins from the U.S. State Quarter program, the Montana State Quarter from the year 2007. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a quarter. But let me tell you, this particular coin is no ordinary pocket change. It's a symbol of the Big Sky country, a canvas of American heritage, and in some extraordinary cases, it's a potential gold mine. Yes, this coin could be hiding in plain sight in your collection, your coin jar, or your change from the coffee shop. And today, we're going to uncover what makes this quarter so special and why some collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. Let's start with the basics. The 2007 Montana State Quarter was the 41st coin released in the wildly popular 50 State Quarters program launched by the U.S. Mint. Each state got its turn in the spotlight, with Montana's design celebrating its rich frontier past and breathtaking natural beauty. The reverse side of this coin features a powerful image: a bison skull hovering over the sweeping plains of Montana with majestic mountains in the distance. This design wasn't just picked out of thin air. It represents Montana's deep Native American heritage and the importance of the American bison to the state's ecosystem and history. It's rugged, symbolic, and totally unique among the State Quarter series. But here's where things get really interesting. Not all Montana quarters are created equal. Most were minted in Philadelphia and Denver for everyday circulation, but a few, just a tiny handful, have something different about them. These are the error coins. And in the world of coin collecting, error coins are pure treasure. Some of the rarest 2007 Montana quarters have misstrikes, double dies, off-center images, or even die cracks that make the bison skull appear distorted or floating awkwardly. These aren't mistakes to toss out. These are minting anomalies that turn ordinary coins into collector's prizes. One of the most sought-after errors is a double die reverse, where the lettering or parts of the bison skull design appear slightly doubled. To the average person, it might look like a trick of the eye, but to a trained collector, it's the sign of a true rarity. And then there are quarters struck on the wrong planchet, like those mistakenly struck on a blank mint for a nickel or a foreign coin. These errors are rare beyond belief and usually occur only a few times in an entire minting year. If you find one, congratulations, you've just entered the elite league of collectors. Now here's where it gets exciting. The condition of the coin matters a lot. If your 2007 Montana quarter has one of these rare mint errors and it's in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, what we call MS-67 or higher in coin grading, that's when the value skyrockets. And just how high can it go? Well, one of these rare Montana quarters with a highly desirable error, graded in top-tier condition, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. $79,000. For a single quarter. So what should you do now? First, check your coin jars, your drawers, and those old collections you may have inherited or forgotten about. Look closely at your Montana quarters, especially any with strange markings, unusual strikes, or anything that looks off. Compare them to certified images online or consult with a reputable coin dealer if you think you have something special. Coin collecting is about more than just money. It's about uncovering hidden stories, preserving pieces of history, and experiencing the thrill of discovery. And every so often, you might just find a coin that changes your life. Top 2, we've got a treat for you, because we're diving into a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket or coin jar right now. The United States State Quarter Dollar from the year 2000, featuring the state of Maryland. Now at first glance, this coin might not look like anything out of the ordinary. It's one of the 50 state quarters released by the U.S. Mint as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. These coins were wildly popular between 1999 and 2008, with each state getting a custom design to celebrate its unique identity and history. But here's the thing. Some of these state quarters, especially the Maryland one, are not just collectible. They're extremely valuable under the right conditions. Let's take a closer look at the 2000 Maryland quarter and find out what makes it so special. First off, the design. The reverse side of the coin proudly features the Maryland State House dome, the oldest state capitol still in continuous legislative use. Framed by white oak branches, the official state tree, this design symbolizes Maryland's deep political history and natural beauty. It's elegant, classic, and tells a story of American heritage that stretches back to the founding days of the country. Now here's where things go from historical to downright exciting. While most Maryland quarters are circulating pieces worth 25 cents, a small number were minted with errors that make them incredibly rare, and for collectors, incredibly valuable. These errors aren't just factory flaws, they're unique fingerprints of the minting process. Some coins from the Maryland 2000 batch were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally stamped on a metal blank intended for another denomination, like a dime or foreign coin. Imagine a quarter that's smaller, thinner, or made of a different metal entirely. That's the kind of mistake that makes collectors go wild. Another rare error found in a few Maryland quarters is known as a double die error, where the design elements, especially the text or the dome, appear to be doubled. This happens when the coin die impresses the image twice, slightly off, creating a ghost-like effect. For trained eyes, this is a jackpot. There are also known cases of off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly aligned. Sometimes, part of the design is missing entirely. In everyday use, this might look like damage. But to collectors, that's the kind of anomaly that turns a common coin into a rare treasure. Now let's talk about the condition of the coin, because this plays a massive role in its value. Most coins from 2000 have scratches, dents, or signs of wear. But if you have a Maryland quarter with one of these mint errors in uncirculated or mint state condition, we're talking about coins graded MS 67 or higher, you're in an entirely different ballpark. These coins, especially when certified by professional grading companies, are considered museum-worthy. They're prized not just for their rarity, but for their flawless preservation. So what's the big number? Here comes the part you've been waiting for. One of these rare 2000 Maryland state quarters, with the right error and in near-perfect condition, has been valued as high as $76,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. 76,000 United States dollars for a quarter that most people wouldn't look twice at. That's the power of rarity, history, and condition coming together in the world of numismatics. So now you've got a mission. Check your change. Look through those old jars, search the drawers, dig through inherited coin collections, especially the quarters from the year 2000. Examine the Maryland ones carefully. Look for doubling, off-center images, unusual sizes, or signs of different metal. And if it looks promising, don't spend it. Get it checked by a professional grader or coin dealer. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's an adventure. Each coin has a story, and sometimes it has a secret, a hidden error, a small imperfection that makes it one of a kind. And sometimes it has a value you wouldn't believe. Top 3, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable coins from the 50 State Quarters program, the 2004 Florida State Quarter. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a quarter, right? Just 25 cents. But let me ask you this. What if I told you that one of these seemingly simple coins could be worth more than an entire year's salary? What if I told you it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? Stay with me, because you might have one of these rare treasures sitting unnoticed in a drawer right now. Let's start with the design. Because this coin is more than just currency, it's a tiny piece of American history, released in 2004. The Florida State Quarter was the 27th coin in the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters series. The reverse side of the coin is packed with rich imagery, a Spanish galleon, a space shuttle, and the outline of the state itself. These symbols reflect Florida's key role in both the age of exploration and the space age, from its historical coastline where explorers first arrived in the New World, to Cape Canaveral, where rockets still launch toward the stars. It's a beautiful, meaningful design that captures Florida's adventurous spirit. But as any serious coin collector knows, beauty is just one part of the equation. The real excitement comes when we talk about rarity, errors, and unusual features, the things that turn ordinary coins into collector's gold. While millions of Florida quarters were minted for general circulation, only a small number of them contain minting errors. And when these errors are combined with high-grade condition, they can make the value of a single coin absolutely skyrocket. So, what kinds of errors are we talking about? One of the most exciting and valuable is the double die error. This occurs when the coin's design is stamped not once, but twice, creating a ghost-like doubling of the image or text. On the Florida quarter, this might show up in the words "Gateway to Discovery" or around the state's outline and shuttle image. If you spot any doubling, even subtle, that coin could be a hidden gem. Another rare mistake is the off-center strike, where the coin's image is noticeably shifted to one side, leaving a blank crescent-shaped area. While it might look like a minting flaw to most people, collectors know that this kind of error can drastically raise a coin's value, especially if the date is still visible. But wait, there's more. Some Florida quarters were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were mistakenly printed on a metal blank intended for another coin entirely, like a nickel or even a foreign coin. These errors are extremely rare, and when they do show up, collectors will pay big bucks to get their hands on them. And let's not forget about die cracks and cuts, which are raised areas or blobs of metal caused by damage to the coin die. These might appear as strange marks on the coin's surface, often around the lettering or the state outline. While these might seem like imperfections to collectors, they're the quirks that make a coin unique and desirable. But even if a coin has no errors at all, its condition plays a huge role in determining its value. Most coins you find in circulation are scratched, worn, or tarnished. But if your 2004 Florida quarter has been preserved in mint state condition, especially a grading of MS 67 or higher, then you're already ahead of the game. Combine that with a rare error, and you're talking about serious collector value. Now, here comes the part you've been waiting for. You're probably wondering, how much could one of these rare 2004 Florida quarters actually be worth? Well, buckle up, because one Florida quarter, featuring a rare minting error and graded in near-perfect condition, has been valued at an astounding $73,000. Yes, you heard that right. 73,000 United States dollars. For a single quarter, that's the magic of coin collecting. It's not just about money. It's about stories, history, rarity, and the joy of discovery. That little coin in your pocket might be hiding a secret. And with a sharp eye and a bit of luck, it could become one of the greatest finds of your life. So what should you do now? Check your coins. Look through your change jars, old collections, and inherited boxes. Examine every 2004 Florida quarter you find. Look closely for doubling, off-center designs, strange markings, or anything that looks unusual. And if you suspect you've got something rare, don't spend it. Get it professionally appraised or graded. Because you never know, you might be holding a tiny, silver-colored fortune. Top 4, we're exploring one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable modern coins, the 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter from the United States Mint. Now I know what you're thinking. A quarter from just a few years ago? How could that possibly be worth anything more than 25 cents? Well, stick around, because this one is anything but ordinary. The 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter is more than just a shiny coin. It's part of a special series and has quickly become one of the most talked about quarters among collectors, not only for its stunning design, but for the rare errors that make some of these coins worth a small fortune. Let's start with the coin itself. The Salt River Bay Quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that celebrated national parks and historic sites across the United States and its territories. This particular coin honors Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve in the U.S. Virgin Islands, a place known for its rich cultural heritage and thriving ecosystems. Now take a look at the design. It's breathtaking. The reverse side features a young red mangrove tree sprouting up from the shoreline, its roots reaching into the earth, its branches stretching toward the sky. This image is powerful, symbolizing growth, life, and resilience, especially meaningful for the Virgin Islands and their deep connection to nature and history. But here's the part that collectors really care about: the errors, the rarity, and the value. Although millions of Salt River Bay quarters were minted in 2020, only a very small number have emerged with mistakes. And these aren't just printing smudges or tiny flaws. We're talking about dramatic, eye-catching minting errors that make collectors' hearts race. One of the most sought-after errors is the struck-through error. This happens when a foreign object, like a piece of cloth or wire, gets between the die and the coin during the minting process. The result is a weird indentation or distortion, often right in the middle of the mangrove tree design. If you find a Salt River Bay quarter with strange marks or missing details, it could be one of these rare examples. Another incredible error found on some 2020 quarters is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, causing the image to appear skewed or even partially missing. If your quarter has a crescent-shaped blank area or the tree is shifted toward one side, don't ignore it. That could be worth big bucks. And then there are coins struck on the wrong planchet, a metal blank meant for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. These are extremely rare but have been discovered in the wild. If your Salt River Bay quarter looks oddly colored, feels too light or heavy, or seems smaller or thicker than normal, you could have one of the most valuable varieties ever produced. But wait, it gets better. Even if your coin doesn't have a wild error, it can still be worth a lot if it's in mint state condition. Most coins go straight into circulation and get scratched, dinged, and worn. But if you happen to get a Salt River Bay quarter and kept it in perfect, untouched condition, or if you come across one that looks brand new, you might be looking at a high-grade specimen. Coins graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services are in elite condition and command top dollar on the collector's market. And here's where it all comes together: the design, the error, the condition, the rarity. Because when a coin like the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter has all these elements, let's say it has a rare strike-through error, maybe it's slightly off-center, and it's been preserved in pristine mint state, it moves from being a beautiful collectible to a true treasure. So how much could one of these rare Salt River Bay quarters actually be worth? Well, the answer might surprise you. A single 2020 Salt River Bay quarter, with a rare minting error and graded in exceptional condition, has been valued at an astonishing $70,000. Yes, you heard that right. 70,000 United States dollars. For one coin. Minted just a few years ago. This is the world of numismatics. It's full of surprises, full of hidden value, and sometimes full of life-changing discoveries. So if you're watching this and wondering what to do next, here's your call to action. Go check your coins. Look at every 2020 quarter in your collection, in your spare change, even in the tip jar at your local coffee shop. Especially the ones with the Salt River Bay design. Use a magnifying glass. Examine them closely. Look for errors, strange markings, or signs of high quality. Because you never know, you might just have a small piece of metal that's worth more than a brand new car. Top 5. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins of recent years. It's not ancient. It's not gold. But if you come across the 2017 Effigy Mound State Quarter, you'll definitely want to pay attention, because one rare version of this coin has been valued at a jaw-dropping amount. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter, just 25 cents in face value, might be worth thousands if you know what to look for. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might be heading straight to your coin jar. Let's start with the story behind the coin. The Effigy Mounds Quarter was the very first release in the 2017 America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series launched by the U.S. Mint to celebrate America's most iconic national parks and historic landmarks. This particular coin honors Effigy Mounds National Monument, located in the beautiful state of Iowa. Now, this place isn't just a scenic park, it's sacred land. It's home to more than 200 prehistoric mounds built by Native American cultures over 1,000 years ago. Some of these mounds are shaped like animals, bears, birds, and other sacred figures, making them unique to the landscape and deeply spiritual in meaning. The design on the reverse of the quarter beautifully captures a row of these mounds, shaped like majestic bears, stretching across the rolling land beneath the open sky. It's not just a coin. It's a tribute to one of the most important and mysterious archaeological sites in the United States. But let's talk about what brings many of us here today: the coin's value, and the rare versions that have become highly sought after by collectors around the world. While millions of Effigy Mounds quarters were minted for circulation in 2017, only a tiny number of them contain rare minting errors. And it's these rare mistakes that can turn a regular quarter into something truly special. What kind of errors are we talking about? Let's start with one of the most desirable types: the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice with a slight misalignment between strikes, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. It may not be immediately obvious unless you look closely, especially around the text, the date, or the mound outlines. But if you find doubling on the lettering or the figures of the mounds, that could be your first clue that your coin is something exceptional. Another rare and valuable error is the off-center strike. This is when the coin isn't properly aligned in the minting press, and part of the design is missing or pushed to one side. Some of these off-center strikes leave large blank areas on the coin. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date is still clearly visible. There are also examples of struck-through errors, where a foreign object, like a piece of cloth, grease, or even a thread, gets caught between the die and the blank planchet during the minting process. The result? Strange indentations, missing details, or even ghost-like textures that shouldn't be there. Collectors love these rare oddities, especially when they occur on a relatively modern coin like the effigy mounts quarter. But wait, there's one more major factor that determines a coin's worth: condition. Most quarters, even if they're rare, lose value if they've been in circulation too long. Scratches, dings, and wear can take thousands off a coin's potential value. But a coin that's been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded MS 67 or higher by a professional grading service, can be incredibly valuable. So, here's the real question. If you happen to find a 2017 effigy mounts quarter with a rare error, maybe a double die, an off-center strike, or a unique struck-through flaw, and it's in near-perfect condition, how much could that single coin be worth? Well, hold on to your seat, because one of these rare effigy mounts quarters has been valued at a jaw-dropping $67,000. That's right, 67,000 United States dollars for a single 25-cent coin. Now, that's the power of rarity, error, and condition all coming together. So what should you do next? It's simple. Start checking your change. Look closely at every 2017 quarter you find, especially those with the effigy mounts design. Use a magnifying glass, inspect the details, and compare it to certified examples online. If anything looks unusual, get it evaluated by a professional. You could be holding on to a treasure without even knowing it. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or just plain exciting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for more rare coin stories just like this one. We've got plenty more to share, and who knows, maybe the next video will feature a coin you already have in your collection. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of the coins in your pocket, because your next big discovery could be just one quarter away.